Hi everyone, it's Justine, and welcome back to day 2 of the 5 days of foiling with myself and Laurel Beard. Today we are going to be taking a look at stenciling, the both of us, and foiling. So I'll be linking below to her video and blog below in the video description, so be sure to check her out and subscribe because her channel is fabulous. Yesterday we looked at some basic foiling techniques, and today we're going to be looking at stenciling, as I mentioned. So you're going to be needing a couple of things if you want to try this. You're going to be needing some transfer gel. This is Deco Foil Transfer Gel by Therm. And you're going to need a palette knife, or a butter knife works too. And then as well, I'm using some purple tape to help hold down the stencil. Now the last time I used the stencil, I must have covered it in VersaFine or something because it's really gross and sticky, which is why my tape is kind of repelling. So don't mind that, that's not going to happen on a regular dry stencil. So I'm going to grab the Thermoweb Deco Foil Transfer Gel, and I'm going to spread it over top of my stencil, and I want to spread it evenly over top. So I kind of think of it like spreading peanut butter over a sandwich. So you want a nice even coat over top. The more even you get it, the more chances you are that the foil is going to pick up perfectly. So be sure to do that, because you'll notice when I take off my foil that I actually missed a tiny spot, and then you'll get a spot where it doesn't foil well. But you could always cover it up with a die cut like I did. So as I'm finishing up here, I wanted to mention that I am using the Tonic glass mat here. So it actually has an area off to the side for me to work with mediums. And it is my favorite work surface so far. I have to say I'm really, truly enjoying it. And I have a full review about it, which I'll link to below in the video description as well if you want to check that out. So I'm just making sure everything is nice and even and that I haven't missed a spot. Okay, so the next stencil I'm going to be using for my transfer gel, I'm just prepping all my surfaces, of course, because I need to let them dry. So I always do this and then I let them sit overnight. That way I don't have any issues. But it would take, I would say, approximately a half an hour to dry maximum. But it really depends on how thick your layers are too. So I'm using the purple tape here to create a mask this time. And I'm going to be putting my leaves on a diagonal, and I'm going to be spreading the transfer gel only on the bottom half of my card. I'm going to be doing the same thing as I did with the flowers, so I'm going to skip ahead to that being finished. When I'm all finished, I'm then able to remove the masking tape, and you'll see I have a nice straight line going across my card. So I'm going to set that off to the side to dry as well. So my next card here, you can see that I'm masking off certain areas. I always like to look at stencils in a different way and see if there's shapes that I can find inside of them. So maybe it's the math part of my brain that loves doing this, but I found a beautiful star here that you could use, of course, for any sort of Hanukkah cards or anything like that. It would look really nice. So I'm going to spread my gel over top of this one. Now I didn't end up finishing this card, but I did laminate it for you to see in the end. Alright, so I'm grabbing my Royal Sovereign laminator here, and I've heated it all up, and I'm using Denim Deco Foil sheets. They come 5 in a pack, but they are quite large. They are longer than this piece that I'm showing you here. So I've cut this down actually to fit the side of my card panel. And I'm going to be putting my denim foil here into a piece of parchment paper along with my dried card fronts. So this is the flower stencil. I'm slipping this inside, putting the foil face up, color up, and then I'm putting it through my laminator. I would suggest putting it through twice as well, just to make sure that it gets hot enough and make sure that the transfer gel really catches. Once it goes through and it's finished, you can open up your parchment sheet and pull off the foil to reveal a really beautiful image. You can see I kind of missed a spot there, but that's okay because I'm going to cover it up with a die cut. Okay, so for my next card, I did something a little bit different. I cut pieces of foil and layered them next to each other, and you're going to see when it comes out of the laminator exactly how I did it. So this goes with the leaves that I had done before. I wanted to create a fall-themed card, even though it's a bit out of season. I thought this would be cool to show off. So I used some red velvet, rose gold, wild dandelion, and sweet mango in order to do this. And you can see how I cut them into strips and I laid them one next to the other, and you get these multiple colors on the card, and it looks absolutely stunning when it's all said and done. It is a little bit of work and a little finicky to put together, but I really truly love the results. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put these together. I simply die cut a Thankful script die here from Catherine Pooler Designs in black and added that to the front of my card. What I love about foiling is the fact that it actually has such an impact and a good punch of interest that it doesn't need much else to decorate the card. Now I'm putting it down with my block here. I find that that's the easiest way to keep my fingers clean of glue, but it also allows me to put the die cut down safely. You can also see behind it there the card that I had created with the star that I had cut out. It looks so beautiful in the gold. Next up, I'm going to actually die cut another script die. This one says Grateful, and I die cut that in white paper at first. And there's a reason why I die cut it this way. So what I decided to do was grab a piece of scrap white cardstock. I put tape runner all over the cardstock, and then I added a piece of foil on top without melting it. I then added my die cut, ran it through the machine, and I now had a foil die cut that I didn't need to heat emboss at all. It's just going to stay perfectly on top of the white cardstock that it was mounted on. And I really like this technique as well to show you that you don't always need a laminator for foiling. I go into other techniques like that in an Altenew video that I created a couple of days ago, and that goes into foiling without laminating as well. So I added some liquid glue on top of it, and then I layered the die cuts so that the white had this sort of blue metallic shadow, so it would stand out against the background when I put it over top of those flowers. It is a little finicky to put together, but overall I slid it all into place with just a slight outline on the back. I then added some liquid adhesive to the back and was able to paste that on top of the background, and I used my block to push it down into place. I hope you enjoyed both of these card tutorials today. I truly love how they both came out with the stencils. This was definitely a hot product last year, and I can see why. I continue using it over and over again, and I'm already on my second bottle. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Don't forget to check out Laurel's video and to leave a comment because I have a $25 gift certificate that I'm going to be giving away to a lucky winner this week. I have another video that's under my suggestions there if you want to check it out and keep watching. You could also click on myself or Laurel's picture there to subscribe to both of our channels. We're going to see you tomorrow for another day of exciting foiling techniques.